Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Right now at 6 o'clock, we have breaking news. There is an intense manhunt going on right now in the area of Lewiston, Maine, after at least 16 people were killed in shootings, one at a bowling alley and then at a restaurant. Authorities have named a man as a person of interest at this point, and they are urging people in that area to stay inside. Thank you for joining us here at 6 o'clock on this Thursday. I'm Tim Lammers.
And I'm Erica Arias. These tragedies happening just 4 miles apart from each other at about 7 o'clock last night, and there are still so many questions about what happened. Right now, the focus is on finding the person of interest. Fox 61's Keith McGilvery is in the Breaking News Center with the latest. Keith.
Tim and Erica, good morning. Law enforcement telling the Associated Press at least 16 people are dead and dozens are hurt, but officials in Lewiston are not giving specifics. They say the situation here very much fluid, as you can imagine. Officials saying the shooting happened around 7 or so last night. Police responding to a bowling alley called Spare Time Recreation, as well as a restaurant, Schmergie's Bar and Grill. That's just about 4 miles away or so from that bowling alley. And as you can see, a heavy police presence there overnight. It has continued into the morning as well. What is happening as a response? Well, all schools in Lewiston are closed this morning. Our sister station saying a number of surrounding communities are making the same move as well. Authorities telling people to shelter in place. Want to take you to nearby Auburn, Maine now. That's what you're seeing here. A middle school right now acting as a reunification center for families desperately looking for their loved ones. The sheriff's office releasing pictures showing a gunman entering the bowling alley. We're told the FBI is assisting Maine State Police with this investigation. Now, as of now, police say they're looking for a person of interest. A clear picture here. They tell us this man is still on the run. Police identifying him as a 40-year-old. His name, Robert Card, considered to be both armed and dangerous. Important to note at this point, he has not been named the shooter. According to a police intelligence bulletin, he is a trained firearms instructor at a U.S. Army Reserve training facility in Saco, Maine. That bulletin states Card was committed to a mental health facility for 2 weeks at a period earlier this summer.
We have literally hundreds of police officers working around the state of Maine to investigate this case, to locate Mr. Card, who again is a person of interest and a person of interest only. And we'll continue to gather information so that we can bring the suspect to justice and ultimately seek prosecution down the road.
Lewiston Police Department releasing this photo here of a vehicle they were searching for. Maine State Police say they found the car in Lisbon, which is about 6 miles or so, if you know Maine from Lewiston. One thing to note locally here, Middletown police tell us they will be doing patrols at schools and businesses today as a safety precaution. They say there is no reason to believe the community is in danger. They just want to do this as their part to keep everyone safe. I've been watching our sister station, News Center Maine, their live stream of the morning show. So I'm watching that from our newsroom throughout the morning. As they get new information, I will share that with you. And as I pointed out, Brooke Griffin is headed to Maine this morning as well. So we have you covered on all angles. But for now, in the Breaking News Center this morning, Erica and Tim, I'm Keith McGilvery, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Keith, thank you for staying on that. Of course, like I said, as fluid of a mass shooting situation as we've seen in a long time, unfortunately. So we have to stay on top of that.
We certainly will. And reactions are starting to come in from all across the country in the aftermath of the shootings.
And that includes the White House press office, which sent out a statement just hours after the shooting saying, quote, the president spoke by phone individually to Maine Governor Janet Mills, Senators Angus King and Susan Collins, and Congressman Jared Golden about the shooting in Lewiston, Maine, and offered full federal support in the wake of this horrific attack.
Senator Susan Collins sending out this statement on X last night saying, quote, as our state mourns this horrific mass shooting, we appreciate the support we've received from across the country, including the call I received from President Biden offering assistance. Now, meantime, Senator Angus King also releasing a statement saying in part, Senator King expressed his deep appreciation to the president for the outreach and support.
Now, last night, the Newtown Action Alliance released a statement, also on X, saying in part, quote, "We have been begging Senator Susan Collins and Senator Angus King to pass the assault weapons ban legislation for years and years. Now it appears their constituents are victims of a mass shooting."
Well, Fox 61, we're going to, of course, keep you up to date with the latest coming out of Maine and all the national reaction. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now to get a link to download our Fox 61 News app. You can also find it over on the App Store and also on Google Play.
Okay, moving on to other matters here. We are talking about the forecast as we are in a trend of rising temperatures, and what a difference even right now compared to where we were, say, Matt Scott, about 2 days ago at this time.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Absolutely. Good morning. It's a comfortable start out there, a comfortable middle, and a comfortable finish. That's the way we like it. Nothing to worry about in the weather department, so here's what you need to know before you go. Temperatures are off to the races today, getting to the mid-70s, and we'll be flirting with some records over the next couple of days, record highs that is. We do have roller coaster temperatures. We'll talk about that with the 7-day coming up. Satellite radar picture, a few clouds out there, but maybe a touch of fog, not a big worry at all. Winds out of the west, almost southwest, so that mild flow continues. Temperatures in the 50s for much of the state, down to 48 in Danbury, but look at Groton, 60. That's where your highs should be. So needless to say, it is a warm start to the day, and we're going all the way up to the mid-70s, so very comfortable out there. Coming up, I mentioned those roller coaster temperatures. We've got high temperatures that are lower than this, and we'll talk about when to expect it. Look at a weekend too coming up. All right, let's get a check on traffic right now. Rachel Piscatelli, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I didn't even put my heat on in my car this morning. I'd say that's a win in my book. All right, 6:06 right now, and we had some areas of road work that's starting to clear this morning for your morning commute. So we'll take a live look outside over in Waterbury, where 84 east and westbound, that road work out by exit 18 and 22 in both directions has cleared for your morning commute. Over in Rocky Hill, 91, both directions running smoothly with rather light volume. So earlier road work out by Middletown has cleared on that southbound and northbound side. So Rocky Hill to Hartford, it's 7 minutes. Cromwell to New Haven, it's 20 minutes. It looks pretty good on 691 now too. Some minor delays over in Darien to Westport. This is due to some areas of road work just out by Westport. Exit 17 on the southbound side is, or northbound rather, is closed this morning. That should likely be reopening within the next couple of minutes. Bridgeport to Fairfield, it is 9 minutes. We're starting to see those delays building over on 95 South, heading to the New York state lines. Guys, back to you.
Rachel, thanks so much. And breaking overnight in Gaza, Israel sending tanks across the border as they prepare for their expected ground invasion.
Israeli military said in their words that they're preparing the battlefield by doing this, by striking at several militant targets in this ground raid into northern Gaza. So it looks like a lot more troops and tanks could be coming in the future. Let's take a live look in Gaza right now. You can see smoke in the sky. In addition to tanks entering northern Gaza, Israel's been using more airstrikes to root out Hamas targets.
U.S. officials have feared the war breaking out into a regional conflict. The United Nations warning it's on the brink of running out of fuel in Gaza, forcing it to curtail relief efforts.
Well, this new morning, new reports show that there's been a spike in hate crimes since the start of this Israel-Hamas war.
Now, those hate crimes largely targeted at Muslims and Jewish people. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live in Hartford now with more on these findings. Lindsay.
Hi, good morning. Well, here in Connecticut, there's been a growing number of anti-Semitic incidents over the last year. Now we're learning of a sharp increase in hate crimes across the nation since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. Now, according to the Council of American Islamic Relations, which is the nation's largest Muslim civil rights organization, has received more than 700 complaints since October 7th, the day the violence began. Now, for comparison, the organization says it received 63 complaints in the entire month of August. In the last few weeks, a 6-year-old Palestinian child was allegedly killed by his landlord in Illinois. Someone allegedly shot up the home of a Palestinian family in Colorado. Now, meanwhile, Jewish people around the nation are also being threatened. According to the Anti-Defamation League, there's been a 388% spike in harassment, vandalism, and assault since the start of the war. The ADL says it has received more than 300 complaints, up from 64 in the same time time period last year. People in Connecticut have been victims of hate crimes. We reported last month that there were at least 64 incidents so far this year. State leaders say there's more that needs to be done to end hate crimes and other behaviors across the state.
Here in Connecticut, although we are the 29th most populous state, we are 9th in the country for white supremacist propaganda incidents and 11th in the country for anti-Semitic incidents.
As the Israel-Hamas war continues, more than 7,000 people have been killed in both Israel and Gaza. And at this point, there seems to be no ceasefire in sight. But with incidents going up around the country, organizations are asking people to report anything that they may see or anything that they may experience. Live in Hartford this morning, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 Connecticut's news station.
All right, Lindsay, thanks so much. We'll check back throughout the morning. Meantime, we are closely following all developments as the war continues. Make sure you don't miss any updates by scanning the QR code on your screen right now. That will get you a link to download the free Fox 61 News app.